So Sirach chapter 38, everyone, if you don't have the book of Sirach, I suggest you go to Google. You go to Google and type in Sirach chapter 38. Just type in Sirach 38 and you will see it. Now, this is a very interesting chapter because this chapter deals with the it really gets into, there's no other place in the Bible that you're going to see where it talks about health and how Yah kind of ordained those that would take care of our health. So, Sirach 38, and it's very interesting too that this is one of the books that the Christians rejected, um, because this gives you a different perspective when it comes to a doctor. A doctor. A doctor is supposed to fear Yah. A doctor realizes that his ability to heal comes from the Most High. A doctor understands that, and a doctor fears the Most High. And we don't see that today. We see the opposite today, the contrary. What we see today is different from what the scriptures actually says about our health care. The way the so-called doctors are educated today, it has nothing to do with the Most High. Absolutely nothing. Now, here we have people who are supposed to be doctors, are supposed to be treating your body created by the Most High, and they don't fear or reverence or honor the creator of your body. Do you really want people like that to be touching you? People who doesn't acknowledge the creator of your body. That's what we have today. So, but anyway, let's go to Sirach chapter 38. Sirach chapter 38 from verse 1. Sirach 38 from verse 1. It says, honor physicians for their services. Now, as we are reading this, okay, as we're reading this, I want you to be imagining the doctors that you know today and see if this applies to them. Because it's telling you to honor a physician. And then it also tells you things about, yeah. So as we read, I want you to imagine as we're reading, if this should apply to the doctors you see today. Can you honor them when they don't honor the Most High? Sirach 38. Honor physicians for their services, for Yah created them. For their gift of healing comes from the Most High, and they are rewarded by the King. Are you beginning to see a problem here? Verse 2, Sirach chapter 38. Honor physicians for their services, for Yah created them. Verse 2, for their gift of healing comes from the Most High, and they are rewarded by the King. Now, how many modern day doctor do you truly think will admit that their gift comes from the Most High? It also says in verse 2, for their gift of healing. The word healing and curing is the major two words missing today from the modern day medical system. They do not like to use the word healing or curing. Again, go and do your own research. Go and check it out. Right now, I want to focus on the scriptures. I want to focus on the scripture. If not, I could pull up some information right now and show you. Now, you do know about their insignia. the medical insignia, those sign of the medical system, it has snake on it. They are mocking you by having right in your face a symbol of Satan on their as their logo or their insignia. So we're going somewhere as we go down and travel down on these scriptures. You can see the difference between the actual real doctors that the Bible was talking about and the people you see today that claims to be doctors. Those that you see today that claims to be doctors they are propped up. They work for Satan. They don't care anything about your health. These are, they don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. All right, let's continue to go. Verse 2, Sirach 38. Everyone pull up Sirach 38. I'm reading from the Bible, okay? I'm reading from the Bible. I'm not just, so pull it up. If you don't have Sirach, if you don't have the Apocrypha, that's okay. Just go to Google and type in Sirach 38. So it says in verse 2, for their gift of healing comes from the Most High, and they are rewarded by the King. Verse 3, the skill of physicians makes them distinguished, and in the presence of the great they are admired. Verse 4, Yah created medicines out of the earth, and the sensible will not despise them. Oh my goodness. Yah created medicines out of the earth, and the sensible will not despise them. Does the modern day medicine come from the earth? I'm going to leave you with that question. Go check it out. Does it come from the earth, or is it chemicals created in the lab? Now, if you go back 1,000 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, were the Hebrews getting their medicine being created? Were their medicine being created in a lab? Do they all die of diseases? Because the modern day medical system now, take cancer for example. Yeah, they're still looking for cure for cancer. And they will put you through radiation, through X-rays, and through chemicals, and through all kinds of stuff that you have to put you through. And okay, just pay attention to those advertisements you see on TV. They are trying to sell you a drug for one disease, but they will tell you that the side effects is diarrhea, dizziness, headache, pain. So there will one drug that's supposed to cure one disease. Oh no, sorry, I say cure. I'm going to take that back. They don't use the word cure. One drug that you're supposed to take for one disease to make the symptoms to go away, for the pain to go away, not to cure you. Watch those commercials you see on radio and TV. They will list the symptoms. Usually diarrhea, headache, back pain, this pain. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why in the world would I want to take that drug that will give me all these other side effects? Oh, and then it says to see your doctor for those side effects. Are you serious? I just saw a doctor because I have a problem. And then the doctor prescribes a drug. And then that drug that I'm taking now will give me all these other side effects that I will have to now go back and see a doctor. Can you see the game? Before we continue on Sirach chapter 38, Yeshua said something to his brothers. Yeshua said something to his brothers in John chapter 7. That was the feast of, there was a feast that, it wasn't Feast of Tabernacle, it wasn't Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're right now on the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So there was a feast coming up, and his brothers was like, "Are you not going to go to the feast?" And yeah, Yeshua was like, "No, go. Your time is here. You can go. It's not my time yet." And then Yeshua went on to tell them, "The world cannot hate you." This is at the beginning of John chapter 7. Yeshua said, "The world cannot hate you." He was telling his brothers, "But the world hates me because I speak of its evil, of its the bad thing that the world is doing. That's why the world hated him." But the world could not hate his brothers because his brothers was not condemning what the world is doing. Now, what I'm doing here right now is destroying, crushing, and destroying. I'm crushing and I'm destroying something that has been propped up and built up in your mind. The current system, as it stands, is not the system that your creator put in place. When you have a brand new car, typically the car company will recommend for you the kind of gas you should put in that car, the kind of oil you should put in that car. If you go start putting something else, there will be a problem. We're talking about our health right here. I am destroying something that lies that has been put in place. The Rockefellers, the rich Rockefellers, the Americans, Rockefellers, they are the ones that started the medical system as you know it today. Before that, there used to be natural healers, people that healed you with natural medicine, just like it says over here. So what I'm doing right now is a lot of people are not going to be happy about this because they love the status quo. A lot of so-called doctors and those who make money in this industry, they wouldn't want anybody to hear something like this. So let's continue. It says in verse 4, Sirach chapter 38, verse 4. Sirach 38, verse 4, Yah created medicines out of the earth, and the sensible will not despise them. Yah created medicines that we should take out of the earth, and the sensible will not despise them. What does it mean to despise them? Go and study about the modern day medical system. Because before the modern day medical system, you had real doctors, people like Dr. Staby, real natural healers, people that when you come to them, they not only go and give you natural herbs, but they will also talk to you about your what you eat. They talk to you about that. They don't just treat you and send you off. They make sure that they work with you and for you to work on your diet. They want to know what you're eating because they understand that what you're eating affects your health. The modern day medical doctors don't give a damn about that. They see you for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, they move on to the next person. So it says here in verse 4 that Yah created medicines out of the earth, and the sensible will not despise them. When you don't care about the natural means of healing, then you're despising the medicine that the Most High gave you, and you're trusting the Europeans on their chemicals that they're giving you. Which how is that working out for you? I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm just going to ask you, how is that working out for you? Americans are one of the most sick people in the world. I just said it. Now go look it up. Go look it up and come back and prove me wrong. Americans are one of the most sick people in the world, more sicker than people who don't even have the same medical facilities. Why is that? Why do they have all the medical buildings and medical, and they are the most sick people. Overweight, sick, overweight, heart disease, high blood pressure, all kinds of diseases, cancer. Why do you think that is the case? See, the Most High is not mocked. Just like when a car industry, when you buy a brand new car, they tell you what to use on that car, you ignore them and go use something else. You may think that you're smart, you're deceiving yourself. Because eventually, if you don't use what they tell you to use on that car, if you don't use the kind of oil they tell you to use on that car, or the kind of gasoline they tell you, the grade of the gasoline, that car will begin to have problem. Eventually, that car will not have problem immediately, but eventually that car will begin to deteriorate because you're not doing what the car company told you. I'm just giving you an example. So when you go study about the medical industry with the Rockefellers, now the Rockefellers, if you study it, before they got into before they commercialized medical industry, it was the natural healers, people like Dr. Sebi, who was they were the ones who was they were using herbs to heal people. That was what they were using. Herbs and natural medicine, just like it says here in the Bible. So these people, the Rockefellers, they saw that they could make money by commercializing the medical industry. At this time, when this was happening, there was no medical doctors. Like there's no medical schools, so they decided to start. They decided to create medical schools, and then they used the government. They used the U.S. government. I wish I could show you the video right here, but for the sake of time, I would say go on YouTube and study about the medical industry, the history of the modern day medical industry. Just when you have time, go on YouTube and type in the history of the modern medical industry. The history of the modern medical industry. So what they did is that they created the medical schools, and then they used the U.S. government to require that the doctors will now have to have licenses, and that in order for a doctor to have a license, they have to go to the medical school. So that was how they forced out the real natural healers, and they called those real natural healers quacks. By doing it this way, they were now able to commercialize it, and that's how you got to what you got today. People now have to go to the medical school, whether they have the gift of healing or not. Just like it says over here in verse 2. Look at the word in verse 2. Look at the word in Sirach chapter 38 verse 2. It says, for the gift of healing comes from the Most High. Not everybody has the gift of healing. No. Not everyone has the gift of healing. Not everyone has the gift of prophecy. Not everyone has the gift of teaching. There are different gifts. One of the gifts that the Most High gives is the gift of healing. Most people who are doctors today, more than 90% of people who are doctors, got into it because of money and fame. Parents push their children into going into the medical industry so that they will say, oh, my son is a doctor. My child is a doctor. People themselves get into it so that they can say, oh, I'm a doctor. And also the money. These people have no gift of healing. And if you've ever gone to a doctor, you will see what I'm talking about. They have no idea what's going on. They will ask you, from the scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling here? From the scale of 1 to 10, they're repeating what they're taught in school. They have no gift of healing. They have no gift at all. Gifts come from the Most High. Before I came on here today, now I'm not trying to brag or say anything. I'm simply trying to give you an example. When I got on here today with you guys, I had no idea that we're going to be studying this. I had no idea. I simply asked one of our sisters, how are you feeling? Because I heard that she was saying something about her health, how she went to the hospital. I did not know that we're going to be doing this. I did not know that we're going to be looking at Sirach chapter 30, Sirach chapter 38. I know about Sirach chapter 38, but I did not know that we're going to be studying and going through doing what we're doing right now. I didn't have to prepare for this. Watch pastors. They prepare for their sermons. They have to write notes. They have to write down Bible verses. They have to write down Bible verses and write down notes and write down key points, write down things. I don't have to do that right here. All the other Bible verses that will come out as we go, I don't even know that I'm going to be quoting those Bible verses right now. So, gifts comes from the Most High. Same thing with healing. When you sit down with a real doctor and they're looking at you, they are seeing more than what you think that they're seeing. A real doctor will begin to talk to you about what you eat. They want to find out what you're eating. They want to find out, are you fasting? Are you fasting? How often do you fast? What do you eat? They want to know what you eat. They want to encourage you to eat right. They want to encourage you to exercise. They spend time with you. It's not about money. They will be happy if you give them money. But these people, because they have gift from the Most High, they look at you differently. They don't look at you as a customer. No. Real doctor don't look at you like that. They don't look at you as quarters. They want to, So it says over here in verse 4, Sirach chapter 38 verse 4. Yeah. If you have any question, for those who are typing in question, if you have any question, we are going to get to the questions. We will definitely get to the questions, and you can call in the number you see on the screen. But right now, we're dealing with a particular study, and then after this, then we'll get into the question when you can call in. So right now, and you can save that number on your phone if you want to call in through WhatsApp. You can call in through WhatsApp if you can call in through WhatsApp, and you can also call the number, or you can save it on your phone and call in through WhatsApp. But not right now. I'm not going to take any calls right now because we're going down the scriptures. We're going through the scriptures, so I'm not going to. After this, then we'll get into the phone calls. Okay, so it says in verse 4, Yah created medicines out of the earth, and the sensible will not despise them. Okay, about medicine, let's just move on because there was some experience that I had recently, and it's just amazing in terms of medicine. Let's see, let's go down. Verse 5. Was not water made sweet with a tree in order that its power might be known? Was not water made sweet with a tree in order that its power might be known? And he gave skill to human beings that he might be glorified in his marvelous works. So he says that Yah gives skills to human beings that he might be glorified in his marvelous works. So when a real doctor helps you, not heal you, but helps you get healed, even they themselves will be saying all glory to the Most High. All glory to the Most High. Because they understand that they did not heal you. They understand that. Do you think that the modern day doctors give credit to the Most High? And for those who are online, please, I just want to make sure I switched to this system to improve the sound. Can you guys hear me all right? Again, pardon me. Today, I'm making all these technical changes, so I want to make sure that everything is working fine. And as soon as I make sure that they're fine, then I'm not going to be interrupting to do this. I want to make sure that those who are online, that you can hear me fine. Can you hear me fine? Those who are on YouTube, can you hear me fine? You can just comment if you do. So, as we see in verse 6, we're going down Sirach chapter 38. As we see in verse 6, it says that, "And and he gave scale to human beings, that he might be glorified in his marvelous works." So when someone, when a real medical doctor helps you get healed, they themselves understand that their ability and their skill and their gift comes from the Most High. They understand that. So as you are thanking the Most High, they themselves are also thanking the Most High and giving the Most High the glory for the healing. You don't see that in the modern day medical system. So I'm kind of like, before we continue, I want to make sure that those on YouTube can hear. Can you guys hear me? Just comment, just type in a comment. Don't wait for someone else to do it, because they may be waiting for you to do it too. If you can hear me loud and clear, just type in a comment. Yes, I can hear you. I just want to make sure, because I have uh, this here. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me fine. I don't see any comment right now. Okay, I don't. I see the old comment. I don't see a new comment. Um. Okay. All right. I will assume that you guys can hear me. I'm just gonna assume that you can hear me. Yes, Sister Georgia. Okay. Thank you, and thank you, G. I think it's GG. Okay. Thank you very much. I just want to make sure that you know. So, in verse 6, it says that it says in verse 6, like as I said, I see comment coming in. I will get to the questions. We're going down the book of Sirach right now, and then we'll go into the phone calls and the question. Um, so it says in verse 6, "And he gave skill to human beings, that he might be glorified in his marvelous works." That is something that we definitely don't see in the modern day doctors. Verse 7, "By them the physicians heals and takes away pain." Okay, so verse 6 says, Sirach 38, verse 6, "And he gave skill to human beings, that he might be glorified in his marvelous works. By them, the physician heals and takes away pain." By the skill that the Most High gives, that is the skill to which a physician heals and takes away pain. Verse 8, the pharmacist makes a mixture from them. Elohim's works will never be finished, and from him health spreads over all the earth. Verse 9, my child, when you are ill, do not delay, but pray to Yah, and he will heal you. Give up your fault and direct your hand rightly, and cleanse your heart from all sin. Sirach chapter 9 and 10. Sirach chapter 38, verse 9 and verse 10. My child, when you are ill, do not delay, but pray to Yah, and he will heal you. Give up your fault and direct your hand rightly. Direct your hand rightly. Direct your hand rightly. Direct your hand, what you eat, what you drink, direct it rightly. Give up your fault. Give up your fault. Junk food, junk food, junk food, smoking, 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 junk food, soda, soda, including the so-called diet. All sodas are the same. They are nothing but chemicals. They are nothing but chemicals. Soda, soda. Please stay away from soda. Stay away from soda. It's chemical. It adds lots and lots of sugar in your stomach. Now, when we study this again, I'm going to go a little bit deeper health-wise to show you what these things that we eat today does to your body. Soda is too acidic. It's very acidic. Our body is not, there's a way that the Most High created our body. It's very natural. When you eat a lot of acidic food, a lot of fried food, lots of fried food is not good. They're very acidic. Soda is very acidic also. So stay away from soda. These things, like, have you ever wondered why is it that soda is cheaper than drinking water? If you go into 99-cent store, if you go into all these stores, soda seems to be cheaper. You will get a giant soda. Giant. For like 99 in a 99-cent store. But you can never buy a bottle of water like this for 99 cents. Absolutely not. You cannot buy a bottle of water for 99 cents, but you can get a giant soda for 99 cents. Think about that. Now, how do they make that soda? It's water with chemicals and color. Please stay away from junk food. I challenge you today. I am challenging you today to stop drinking soda. I give you a challenge. I dare you to stop drinking soda today. And I would like you to tell me 6 months from now that you've not tested soda. Now, if you decide to take up this challenge, that is when you will realize that you are addicted to soda. You're not going to know that right now. I'm telling you this from experience. There was a time if I don't have soda or soft drink, I will not eat. I would drive back out and go buy soda if I ran out. When I tried to stop it, that was when I realized that I was actually addicted to it. These are so-called food that are coming from Satan. He's using his children, the Europeans, to produce this crap and then feed these things to you. You buy these things and you eat. They taste really good, but they're not good for your health. I've said this before. Why are they doing this? They're not doing this for the money. These people are working for Satan. The goal is to get you sick. Because like as I always say, when you are sick, you see, when you are sick, when you are in pain, the last thing you're thinking about is praying or meditating in your Bible, reading the scriptures. That is the last thing you're thinking about. You are in pain. The last thing you're thinking about is going through the Bible and just spending some time and reading through the law. You are in pain. You don't have time for that. You can't meditate in the book of the law when you are in pain. That's what the goal is. Satan has one goal. His goal is to keep you away from keeping the law, to distract you from keeping the law. Satan's goal is to distract you from keeping the law. The worldly food system, the so-called food system in the world today, is controlled by Satan. The medical system in the world today is controlled by Satan. Look at their medical insignia. Look it up. It has a snake on it, a symbol of Satan. Satan is mocking you and laughing at you. You can't even see it. Their symbol tells you who they are. And then you have these people who are becoming disgruntled and quitting from their companies and becoming a whistleblower. People that work in the pharmaceutical industry who keep seeing what's happening. They get sick and tired of that. Their conscience will keep convicting them and convicting them and convicting them and convicting them. Eventually they will resign. And they'll start speaking out about what they see in the pharmaceutical industry. According to them, these people are not in the business of making drugs that will actually cure you. No. They are not in the business of, they're in the business of making drugs to make money. And those drugs make you sicker. Once you get put on that drug, you will most likely be on that drug for the rest of your life. Satan controls the system in the world. Your Bible tells you that already. I am simply trying to break it down in a way that you can see it by the things that you see. Go do your own research after this. The worldly medical system right now is controlled by Satan. We keep seeing the word cure and healing in the scriptures in Sirach 38. You don't see, they don't use those words. They are not in the business of curing you. And they want you to eat as bad as you can. You see, all of these systems are connected. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 4 says that Satan is the god of this world. 2 Corinthians 4:4 says that Satan is the god of this world. Satan is the god of this world, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 4. In Job 9:24, it says that the world has been given into the hands of the wicked. The world has been given into the hands of the wicked. What does that mean? That the world has been given into the hands of the wicked. Who gave the world into the hands of the wicked? Job 9:24. Who did that? And do you believe that? Right now, we are not taking calls right now. So please wait a little bit. When we begin to take calls, I will let you know. We're going through the scriptures right now. We're studying right now. I'm going to take calls after this. So if you call right now, I will not be able to take your call. I will let you know when to call. So I'm saying this for those who are calling right now. So what does it mean in Job 9:24 that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked? This is talking about the world that you live in right now. The Bible clearly says that this world is in the hands of the wicked. As if that was enough, or that wasn't enough, you go to Luke chapter 4. Read Luke chapter 4. Start from verse 1. You will see Satan bragging Satan was bragging to Yeshua. When he was trying to get Yeshua to worship him, Satan was bragging that the earth has been given into his hand. And then we come to Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. When you begin to read about the beast, you see Satan. You see that in Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, it says that Satan gave his power, his throne, and his authority, his power, ability to do things, that's power. Ability to create things, that's power. His throne, ability to rule over people. Authority, ability to lead and control. Now, that was talking about the beast. Satan gave all of this power and this authority and all this and this and this. Satan gave it to the beast. Who is the beast? You go back to the book of Daniel. I hope you're writing these things down so you can read it, at your own time. You go back to Daniel chapter 7, verse 23 to 25. It tells you who that beast is. That beast is not a wild animal. That beast is not some animal. That beast is a nation of peoples. So Satan, who is a spirit that you cannot see right now, just like the Most High, just think about this, please. Just think about this. Watch this. Just like the Most High gives power, gift of healing to people, just like the Most High gives gift of prophecy, gift of teaching. You cannot see the Most High with your two eyes right now, but you can see people that He gave gift using that gift. You can see that. It's the same way. When Satan gives something to people, you can see them use it. That's how we come down to those who are ruling the world right now. You cannot look at the world right now and tell me that the Asians are controlling the world. You cannot look at the world right now and tell me that the Africans are controlling the world. There was a time that they did. The Egyptians are Africans. Oh yeah, they did. You cannot look at the world that you live in right now and tell me that the Latinos are controlling the world. So in this world right now, we have the Asians who are in the Asian continent. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans. These are Asians. They are in their continent. You go down, you go towards the Americas. You have the Cubans, the Mexicans, the Guatemalans, all these other South American countries. They are in their continent. North America, South America, but I'm talking about South America. They are in their continent. And then you go towards the other side of the world, towards Europe. You have the Germans, the Australians, the British, the Spanish. They are in their own side of the world. Now, if you know the history of the world and you know who controls the world right now, you see that it's those part of the world right now. Those that went from Europe to the Americas, they went from Europe. They didn't come from, those that founded America did not come from Asia or from Africa or from Latin America. They went from Europe to the Americas. So it's the same people. Now, look at the modern day medical system, which we're looking at right now. Where does that come from? From Asia? Chinese, Japanese? Is that where it comes from? Those people actually follow the way that the Most High wants us to be healed. They used to follow that. Can you look at the medical system in the world and tell me that it came from Africa? Or it came from South America? Or it came from Europe? Go and study the history. So you are dealing with a satanic system that is not designed. Nothing good comes from Satan. It's designed to give you the illusion that they care about your health. The goal here is to keep you sick, keep you fat, and sick. Their whole system is connected. Their entertainment industry, their medical industry, their fashion industry, their education system, this is all connected. And there's one goal. It has one goal. It's all designed to keep you away from keeping the law of the Most High. All their system is designed to keep you away from keeping the law of the Most High. Period. That's how all their system was designed. It's designed to keep you from keeping the law of the Most High. And it's all connected. Their media, and also their government system. It's all connected. This is all satanic system. So when you look at, for example, how they use their media to convince you about that new burger, that new pizza, that new drug. Yeah, that same drug that you need to take, but oh, by the way, it's going to make you, it has like 10 different side effects. So you have one problem and you're trying to take a drug for one problem, but it has all these side effects. So you see how they use their media to do that. It's all connected. Guess who approves those so-called drugs? The government, the FDA. And they use their media to glamorize that so-called drug. And then they used, watch those commercials, those drug commercials. Listen to what they tell you at the end. Talk to your doctor. Ask your doctor about this drug. So here you're sitting, watching a TV. You see a commercial about a drug. They start off by telling you how beautiful and how good this drug is. And then from there, they go into telling you about how this drug is going to make you to have diarrhea, back pain, headache, loss of breath. And then after that, they say, ask your doctor about this particular drug. How did your doctor know about this new drug that they are marketing? Because those so-called doctors are agents of the pharmaceutical industry. Go study it. Go look it up. I did my research before I began to do this. I know exactly what I'm talking about. When you see people who are resigning, you can see them. You can see their videos and see people who are resigning from the pharmaceutical industry, who are saying, I no longer like what I'm seeing. This is not fair. This is not good. They resign and they begin to speak out. When you have people like that who are speaking out and telling you that these people don't want to heal you, they do not want to heal you. Now, if I knew that we were going to be studying this today, I would have pulled up those information. I would have shared it with you right now, and you can watch it and hear from them directly. But you can go look it up on YouTube. So you are looking at a satanic system that wants to keep you sick. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now is that I want you to get healthy. It's going to start by what goes in here. From now on, every one of you who are hearing my voice right now, I challenge you to stop drinking soda. Any kind of soda. first thing you're going to notice is that you will realize that you were actually addicted to soda. It actually makes you addicted to it. Between now and the next week and 2 weeks from now, you will notice that you will begin to crave soda. When you do begin to crave soda, call me. Call me. I will help you get through it. I'm going to tell you that it's okay. You will not die. Because that soda is chemical. These are product of Satan. It's not healthy. Even they themselves will admit to you that it's not healthy. These men and women that run McDonald's and run this fast food industry, they don't eat that junk. These people are in the gym, working out and exercising. They don't eat that crap that they make. I ran into somebody once, and we were talking, and he told me that he works for a food industry. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And I was like, we're talking, and I asked him. He told me that they ship most of their food to Saudi Arabia and Nigeria. That's what the two countries he told me. Saudi Arabia and Nigeria. I was like, okay. And I asked him, do you guys use GMO in the things that you make? He said, yeah. I said, do you eat the things that you guys make? He said that the only thing that they make that he eats is almond. And but that doesn't have a GMO. They don't use GMO on that one. So you see, they are this is a true story. So the stuff that they use that have GMO that they produce, they package those crap and they ship it over to Saudi Arabia. They ship it over to Nigeria. But they themselves do not eat this. They don't. They don't eat what they are selling to you to eat. These are agents of Satan. That has you in bondage. They want you sick. They are working for Satan. Now, are they going to know what I'm talking about? Hell no. They have no idea what I'm talking. They themselves would not know. This is a spiritual thing. This is a spiritual thing. It's kind of like this. Imagine when Yah made Pharaoh to not let the Israelite go. Do you think that Pharaoh knew what he was doing? Pharaoh had no idea what he was doing. If you go to Pharaoh at that very moment and say, hey, God is making you do this. God is the one who is making you do this. Let them go. Their God is making you do this. If you go and do this, if you go and tell Pharaoh, he doesn't know what you're talking about. He doesn't believe in a God. It's the same thing with the Europeans today. So most Europeans will listen to me and they will think, man, this guy is crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. Because if you are not keeping the law of the Most High, then the things of the Most High will not make sense to you. If you are not keeping His law, His things will not make sense to you at all. That's the problem we have. So what I'm trying to share with you here is this is a spiritual thing. This is a spiritual information that I'm giving you here. So these people will not know what I'm talking about. These people will think that this guy is crazy. What the hell is he talking about? What is he talking about? That's what they are going to think. Okay, seems like we're having a technical problem here. Again, that's what happens on new, when something is new, when you're using something for the first time. Please, I need a confirmation for those who are on YouTube. Let me know if you can hear me or if you can see me. For those who are on YouTube, please let me know. Okay, it seems like I'm coming back on. Okay, you should be able to hear me now, but just confirm and let me know. So these people will not understand what I'm talking about. I'm hoping that you will understand. I'm hoping that you, as a lawkeeper, you who cares about the things of the Most High, I'm hoping that you will be able to see what's really going on. They will not understand. They themselves will not understand. Like as I said before, no phone calls right now. I'm not taking phone calls until we get down to the end of this scripture. Then I'll begin to take phone calls. So these people will not understand. The Europeans will not understand what I'm talking about, because it's the same thing with Pharaoh. Or when you look at Psalm 105, Psalm 105, and thank you very much for the person that confirmed that you can hear me. Thank you. When you look at Psalm 105, Psalm 105, verse 25, say that Yah made the Egyptians to hate his people. Yah made the Egyptians to hate the Israelites and to deal with them craftily. Now, my question is, do you think the Egyptians knew what they were doing? Do you think that they know that God is making them do that? Today, what the Europeans are doing to God's people today, what they are doing to the so-called African Americans, the lynching, the slavery, the police shootings that you see today, all the oppression that you see, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they are doing. Okay, thank you very much for that confirmation. So they don't know what they're doing. This is a spiritual thing, and I really hope that you can understand it. This is a spiritual thing. So when they have all this fast food, when they are packaging crap and call it food and ship it to Saudi Arabia, ship it to Nigeria, and market it to you, when they're doing this thing, they don't know what they are doing. I, personally, I'm not really mad at them. I am not one of those Hebrew Israelites that is angry at white people. I'm not mad at them. If my ancestors was breaking the law, you can see this in the book of Psalm 106, Psalm 105, Psalm 106, Deuteronomy chapter 32, Jubilees chapter 1. I'm going to repeat that again for those that want to write it down and read it. Psalm 106, Psalm 105, Psalm 106, Deuteronomy chapter 32, Deuteronomy chapter 32, and Jubilees chapter 1. Read these places. I'm going to throw in Jeremiah chapter 42 to Jeremiah chapter 46. Jeremiah 42 to Jeremiah 46. I'm going to also throw in Leviticus chapter 26. Leviticus 26. And then also Deuteronomy 28. Now, if my ancestors broke the law of the Most High, and the Most High was sending them messengers and prophet messengers to warn them, and kept warning them, if you don't keep my laws, I'm going to scatter you in the four corners of the earth, and I will send your enemies to rule over you. I will send your enemies to rule over you. Those that hate you will rule over you. If my ancestors did not listen and kept breaking those commandments and has now been scattered in the four corners of the earth, and now our enemies are now ruling over us, they are dictating what we eat. They inspire how we eat. They inspire what we wear. They inspire everything that we do. It's not supposed to be so. We are now supposed to go back to the scriptures and follow the Bible, and the way we eat has to be inspired by the Bible. Our health care is supposed to be inspired by the Bible, just like we're looking at Sirach chapter 38. The way we dress is supposed to be inspired by the Bible. Everything we do, not the Gentiles. What we do is not supposed to be inspired by the Europeans. They are the Gentiles. When you read all these places that are quoted. So I'm not mad at them. I'm not angry at them because they don't know what they're doing. This is a punishment to us. What we are getting from them is a punishment from the Most High. What I need to do now is to realize what my ancestors did. They broke the law. They refused to keep the law. That's how we got into this mess. If I'm being honest, if I'm being truthful, what I need to do now is that I need to now begin to keep those laws and the commandment, which got my people in trouble in the first place. This is exactly what you saw in Babylon. The Israelite was breaking Yah's law. They were sent into captivity into Babylon. Look at the behavior of Daniel. Look at Daniel. He began to keep those laws. Look at how the Most High treated him. That's exactly what we need to do. If Daniel had been like, well, I don't know what to do. I mean, we are in captivity right now, right? We're in captivity. So we can't really keep God's law right here because we're in captivity. If Daniel was like that, the Most High would have ignored him. You would not have known about anybody called Daniel. The Most High would have ignored him, and he would have perished in Babylon. We need to now behave like Daniel. We need to now begin to follow Yah's law. So I'm not mad at the Europeans. I know who they are. The Bible describes them as my enemy. Deuteronomy chapter 28, Leviticus chapter 26, Jubilees chapter 1, Deuteronomy chapter 32 also. The Most High describes them as our enemy. And when you look at the things that they're doing, that is what your enemies will do to you. That is what your enemies will do to you. For those of you that live in America, look at the police shootings. You will see a white man fighting police officers. They don't pull their gun and they don't shoot. But then you see a black man running away, they shoot him in the back. You see a black man like the one in Florida on the ground with his hands up, they shoot him. So this is a spiritual thing. For those of you who are not spiritual, you will not understand what I'm talking about, and that's going to be your loss. It's a spiritual thing. The Bible calls them our enemies. The Most High is the one that sent them against us. It's not a coincidence that the Romans came and destroyed Jerusalem in 70 AD. And our ancestors migrated into Africa, according to Luke 21. Read Luke chapter 21. Our ancestors migrated into Africa. It's not a coincidence that in the 1600s, you have the descendant of the same people. They didn't go to South Africa to take slaves. They did not go to North Africa to take slaves. They went straight to West Africa where the Hebrews was and took slaves. That's the fulfillment of what the Most High says in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. I will send you into Egypt again in ships. Egypt stands for bondage. So you have to understand that the things that they do, they are doing these things because the Most High is the one that sent them against us. The only way we are going to come out of this mess is by going back to our God. How do you go back to your God? 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 to verse 6. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 to verse 6. By this we know that we know him, if we keep his commandment. By this we know that we know him, if we keep his commandment. He that said that he knows him but does not keep his commandment is a liar. If you claim that you know God, but you are not wearing tassel in your clothes, you are a filthy, disgusting liar. If you claim that you worship God, but you do not wear tassel in your clothes, you are a filthy, disgusting liar who is only deceiving himself or herself. You're deceiving yourself. Because the Most High God, whom you claim to know or to believe in, told you in Numbers. I'm just using this as an example. That God told you in the book of Numbers chapter 15 verse 37 to 41. Numbers 15, 37 to 41. That God that you claim to know said that you should make tassels and put on the four corners of your garment, in your clothes. And it applies to every generation, including this one that you live in. According to Matthew chapter 14, Yeshua was wearing tassel. And also Luke chapter 8, Yeshua Christ was wearing tassel. The apostles wore tassel. Where is your own tassel? Why aren't you wearing tassels today? Is your pastor wearing tassels? It's time to stop deceiving yourself. Because what's going to happen is that, like Yeshua said in Matthew chapter 7 verse 21 to 23, that when he comes back, many people are going to come and say, Lord, Lord, we cast out demons in your name, we healed the sick in your name, we did this, we did, and he will tell them, get away from me, I don't know you, you who practiced lawlessness. You who practiced lawlessness. Matthew chapter 7 verse 21 to 23. Stop deceiving yourself. The only way to come out of this mess is to start keeping the law. Get out of this system in the world right now. The medical system, the education industry, the entertainment industry, the fashion industry, these are controlled and run by Satan. When you are participating, or when you are in this, when you get involved in that system, when you are there, you are doing exactly what James chapter 4 verse 4 said. You are making yourself an enemy of God. James 4:4. You have to put on your tassel because your God said so. And Christ also said so. Christ, for those of you that will say that, well, we are living in the New Testament. In that your so-called New Testament that you claim that you're living in Matthew 23, Matthew chapter 23, verse 1 to 3. Matthew 23, verse 1 to 3. Christ said that we should keep all of the law of Moses. Christ said that the scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. Therefore, whatever they teach you to do, do it. Because they were teaching the law of Moses. It's right there. But you're not going to hear that in your church. Can you please quit deceiving yourself? Can you do me a favor and stop deceiving yourself? It's time to start keeping God's law. You need to put on your tassels with a ribbon of blue. You need to start keeping the Sabbath. It's not on Saturday. It's not on Sunday. You have to use the moon to do it. The Most High created the sun and the moon for us to use it as our calendar. So, if we go back to, that's why these people are doing what they're doing. We are not to participate in that system. You need to now begin to seek out. I'm going to get into that at the end of this. At the end of this, you need to, first of all, your healing begins from what goes into the mouth. What you eat and what you drink, including the waters. We're going to get into the water. We're going to get into that. Did you know that these people, oh my goodness, may Yah help us. Did you know, for those that live in America and some European countries, did you know that they collect the sewage water and they claim that they treat those waters and then put it back and people are drinking sewage water? Did you know that they do that? all the sewage, the feces, the sewage from the sewage system, they actually collect the waters, the waste waters. They collect it and they will treat it, and people would be drinking it. What do you think the Most High will think of that? The Most High wants us to dig the ground and do our business inside the ground. It belongs there. But the Europeans will collect those your businesses, your waste, and they will drain the water out, and they will begin to do whatever. They put chemicals inside that water, and then that water will begin to smell good and look good, and people will drink it. And you wonder why Americans are the most sickest people in the world. The Most High is not mocked. Everything I'm presenting to you today is going to come down to, you're going to have to make a choice. Whose way do you want to follow? So we're going to get into drinking water too. I don't just drink any water. I don't drink any water. I don't. But we're going to get into that. So the whole system, your healing begins from what goes on here. Your healing begins from what goes into your mouth. Let's go down. Let's continue and go down and finish off Sirach um, chapter 38. And if at any given time you have any problem hearing me, please feel free to let me know, for my brothers and sisters who are on Skype. So it says in Sirach chapter um, 38, verse 9, "My child, when you are ill, do not delay, but pray to Yah, and he will heal you. Give up fault and direct your hand rightly." Give up fault. Junk food is fault. That's what it's talking about. Give up fault. Faulty things. Smoking is faulty. It's not good for your health. Smoking is faulty. Soda. Too much of fried food. These are faulty food. They're not good for your health. And it says, direct your hand rightly. What you put in your mouth, you eat with your hand. Be careful what you eat. Watch what you eat. That's where after you pray, that's where your healing begins. Now, if you're eating junk, this is what the Hebrews in Africa are doing right now. They eat all kinds of junk, but they're praying that God should give them good health. As long as you're eating unhealthy, I think you need to be sick and probably die from that sickness. If you choose to eat unhealthy, then I have no sympathy for you. If you choose to be smoking, I have no sympathy if you die of heart disease. That's your choice. When you're drinking soda, it has it will cause you problem, health issues. So whenever you're eating unhealthy and you turn around and you're praying that God should give you good health, you are mocking God. You're coming close to blasphemy. You're mocking him because you're eating things that will make you sick, and you turn right back and asking him to heal you. Are you kidding? Are you playing with the Most High? You're mocking your God. Now, if you're eating right, if you quit smoking, if you quit drinking soda, if you eat more natural food, if you fast, and then you turn around and you start praying for him to heal you, then he will listen. Then you are serious. Sirach chapter 38 verse 9. My child, when you are ill, do not delay, but pray to Yah, and he will heal you. Verse 10, give up fault and direct your hands rightly, and cleanse your heart from all sin. Cleanse your heart from all sin. Verse 11, offer a sweet smelling sacrifice and a memorial portion of choice flour, and pour oil in your offering as much as you can afford. It's talking about giving Yah thanksgiving after you get healed. Verse 12, then give the physician his peace, for Yah created him. Do not let him leave you, for you need him. Again, verse 12, Sirach 38, verse 12. Then give the physician his portion, then give the physician his place, for Yah created him, and do not let him leave you, for you need him. This is not talking about a modern day medical doctor. And there are doctors like what the Bible is talking about right now in the world. Verse 13, there, are may, there, there may come a time when recovery lies in the hands of physician. There are times when recovery lies in the hands of physician. Why? Because when you are ill and you approach them, a real doctor, after they've examined you and asked you questions and find out what you eat, what you ate, what you're eating, they will eventually go into the bush. They will go into the woods and get some herbs. Either they will cook it and give you the water to drink, or they will tell you how to prepare it and drink the water. That's what it's talking about here, and that's what happens. I saw these people growing up. I saw one of the famous one that you may know is Dr. Sebi, but he died, and his death was very, very suspicious. It says in verse 13, Sirach 38:13, there may come a time when recovery lies in the hand of physician. Notice it says recovery. In the beginning it says healing, recovery, healing. Because when you're sick, you recover. That's like when I was talking to our sister earlier. It's not okay to be diabetic for the rest of your life. And she's been struggling with this for more than 20 years, for like 26 years or so. That's not okay. That being diabetic, that thing can go away from you if you do what you need to do. If you follow the way that the Most High wants you to be healed, you will know that you will recover. Let me use that word that we see here in Sirach chapter 38. You will recover from being you recover. These are words that you don't hear in the modern day medical system. Verse 13, there may come a time when recovery lies in the hands of physicians, for they too pray to Yah, that he grants them success in diagnosis and in healing, for the sake of preserving life. Can everybody look at verse 14? Can everyone look at verse 14? Can you see verse 14 of Sirach 38? Can you please take a look at that? Sirach 38 verse 14 says, for they too pray to Yah, that he grants them success in diagnosis and in healing, for the sake of preserving life. Do you think that your modern day doctors actually prays to God to grant them success in healing people and in preserving life? Do you really think so? Verse 15, he who sins against his maker will be defiant towards the physician. He who sins against his maker will be defiant towards the physician. Okay, so I may have to take some time to go pull this information. If you go and study the modern day medical system, there was a family out of New York. They were the one that built the modern day medical system that you see today that have now spread all over the world. Before that, you used to have people like Dr. Sebi, people that actually use natural medicine, herbs for healing. Now, the Europeans, the Rockefellers and the Europeans, they didn't like that. They basically crushed these real doctors. They started by establishing the medical schools. They used the US government to require that a doctor must have a license before they practice. This is how they forced out the real God, the real people that got their gift from God. This is how they forced them out. And then they used their media to smear them. I'm talking about what actually happened. Go study it. Please study it and come back and tell me that I was wrong. If I knew that we're going to be studying this today, I would have pulled that video. I would have pulled it out and it lets you watch it. So they use their media, the TVs and the radios and the print. They use their media to demonize the real doctors by calling them quack. That is where the word quack came from. Quack. So anybody who quote unquote doesn't have a license, a medical license, was now labeled a quack. They used the media to make them look bad. And people started going to those who got the license. But those that got license was using chemicals. Those who they were calling quack was using natural medicine, just like the Bible tells us. So in over here in Sirach chapter 38, it says in verse 15, he who sins against his maker will be defiant towards the physician. Verse 16, my child, let your tears fall for the dead, and as one in great pain begin the lament. Lay out the body of the due ceremony, and do not neglect the burial. Verse 17, let your weeping be bitter and your wailing fervent. Make your mourning worthy of the departed, for one day or two, to avoid criticism. Then be comforted for your grief, for grief may result in death, and a sorrowful heart saps one's strength. When a person is taken away, sorrow is over, but the life of the poor weighs down the heart. Verse 20, do not give your heart to grief. Drive it away and remember your own end. Verse 21, don't forget there is no coming back. There's no coming back. You do the dead no good, and you injure yourself. Verse 22, remember his fate, for yours is like it. Yesterday it was his, and today it is yours. So this is talking about when somebody dies. When somebody is sick or whatever, when somebody dies, is saying that you should spend a day or two and mourn for them. That's another thing with us, the Hebrew. Now, the Gentiles, when somebody dies, the Gentiles will go to they will just, for a couple of hours, everybody will go back to their business. The Hebrews will mourn somebody for days. We don't just mourn somebody for like a couple of hours and everybody will go to the funeral, see the dead body, bury them, and that's it. We'll move on. No. That's what the Gentiles do. Hebrews will spend a little bit more time in mourning. But here, the scripture is telling you to mourn the dead and move on, knowing that you can bring them back, and what just happened to them will eventually happen to you. So don't waste too much time mourning them. So it says, verse 23, when the dead, verse 22, remember his fate, for yours is like it. Yesterday it was his, today it is yours. Verse 23, when the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest too, and be comforted for him when his spirit has departed. Verse 24, the wisdom of the scribe depends on the opportunity of leisure. Only the one who has little business can become wise. Verse 25, how can one become wise who handles the plow and who glories in the shaft of a goad, who drives oxen and is occupied with their work, and whose talk is about bowls. So it goes on. Now it's done telling you about health. It goes on about death. After eventually, the Most High did not create us to be here forever. No, the Most High did not create us to be here forever. Eventually, we are going to get old. That is a prayer. That's a good thing, to get old and have a wrinkled face and have a gray hair. That's a good thing. And the Hebrew used to get really, really old because of what they were eating. The Hebrews was getting old. They would get old because of their food that they ate. They ate good food. They ate natural food. And that takes me to the food. If you look at the scripture, the Most High called natural, like apples and oranges, yam, the things that come from the trees, mangoes, lime, natural things that come from trees. That's what the Most High gave us for our food, according to the scriptures. That's what our Creator gave us. Just like when you buy a car. I give an example. When you buy a car, the car industry will tell you that this is the kind of oil you should put in the car. This is the kind of thing. So they will give you this information. It's now up to you to do that. If you do what they told you, your 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 car will last long. If you listen to what they tell you, your car will last long. So, for example, if you go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 9, it says, out of the ground made Yah Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. Genesis, pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So he created them for us to use it as food. That's what he calls food. That's why you go to the store, you buy natural things, and you go home and you cook it yourself. You cook it yourself and you eat them. But the thing today, that's no longer what we do. Today we're using chemicals. We're sick. That is the main reason why we get sick. But what the Bible calls food is the things that comes from trees. Right now, about 70% of my food every week comes from natural cooked food. Cooked food. The rest of the 5 days, I eat either Today I will eat only like apples only. So I eat them like, and I will relax. I'll keep eating, keep enjoying it until my stomach is full. And that's it. Tomorrow, my favorite is banana and cashews. Banana and cashews. Tomorrow it will be banana and cashews. I will sit down, have lots of banana and cashews next to me, and I will just keep eating, keep eating that banana and cashew until my stomach is full. I'll enjoy it. My stomach is full. That will be my food. The next day after that, it will be something else. That's what I do. So about 70% of my food right now is apples and oranges and cashews and bananas and stuff like that. I'm not saying that you should do exactly what I'm doing, but why not start by saying that, you know what, there's 7 days in a week. Why not start by saying, okay, there's 7 days in a week. I'm giving solution now. I'm suggesting solutions. Why not start by saying that there are 7 days in a week. 3 days I'm going to eat natural food. Today, oranges will be my food today. Tomorrow, mango or whatever will be my food. Why not do that 3 days start with 3 days, and then from there you increase it. I am going to sit here right now and give you a guarantee. Oh my goodness, you will begin to get healthy. Because those things, that's what the Most High created for you to eat as food. That's actually what the Most High called food. Those things are actually what he called food. That's what I just showed you in Genesis chapter 2 verse 9. That's what he called food. So right now, your system has a lot of junk. Remember what I said earlier? What you eat right now will determine your health a year from now. So your current health system right now, your current system, for those of you who are fat, who are unhealthy, this is based on what you ate last year, what you were eating last year. So if you begin right now to make changes, it will affect your health not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Eventually, by 2-3 months from now, this is what the Most High calls food. This is apple. This is orange. This is what the Bible calls food. This right here is what the Bible calls food. Today, we now see pizza as food. Burger, pizza, fried chicken. Those are not food. But it depends on who you are. If you are a Hebrew, those meat you cook yourself. It's actually cheaper to cook your own food. It's cheaper. So please cut down from the fast food. Now, do you think that the fast food industry would like to have a video like this online? This is what the Bible, if you're a Hebrew, this is what your God calls food. Natural things, not just these ones, but natural. When you walk into that store, natural things, the meat, the fish, any fish with fins and scales. These are the things that your God calls food. They are natural. You're supposed to get them and cook them yourself. When you don't eat that, you begin to eat what the Europeans are giving you. You will begin to get sick. A sister asked me, our sister Juliet asked me once, why does babies get sick? Why is it that babies get sick? Now, here we are worshiping the Most High, the I am that I am, the Ancient of Days, the beginning and the end, the Creator of all things. Here we are worshiping Him and give Him all the glory. Does it mean that this God that we worship also created people to, that get sick? And just like, does it mean that he created people who are deficient, people who are like that question that the sister asked me? I will never forget that question. Why does baby get sick? Babies, why do they get sick? That was a very good question. And that's why I still remember that question. I do get a lot of questions. I don't remember most of them after I answer the question. But this one, I remember that question. It's been a while since she asked that question. I remember it. I answered the question, but I still remember the question itself. Why is it that babies get sick when they are brand new? Does that mean that the Most High didn't know what He was doing when He created us? Did the Most High created us to get sick? No, the reason why babies get sick is because of the decisions the mom and the dad makes. As I am right now, as I eat and drink, my body produces sperm. The Bible calls it seed. Seed. My body produces sperm. As I eat and drink. If I'm eating junk, smoking, drinking, eating junk, the sperm that my body created will come out of the stuff that I eat. And that sperm is what makes. I just got something right now, something that I need to check as we go on. Like I apologized earlier. I'm using a new system and I want to make sure that everything is flowing fine. Sister Georgia, could you go back and look again and let me know? Just let me know because I'm not able to see this here and I'm asking this question for a reason. Could you tell me how many people in terms of the view, how many people that are watching? I can see that from my end. So yes, the things that goes into my mouth, like the Bible wants us to stay away from faulty things and to direct our hands rightly. The things that I do eat and the things that I drink, water, drinks, soda, beer. If you are not, we're supposed to be drinking water. If you feel like you want to drink juice, please, please, please get some apples and make your own store. The one that you buy in the store, sometimes it's 2% juice. Go look it up. Some cases, zero juice at all. It's all chemicals. But it's coming from Satan. They will tell you it's juice. But if you actually flip it around and look at the label, it's like 2% juice. That's not juice. After today, you're going to be and make your own juice. Or I love oranges. You can eat some oranges. If you don't want to drink water, let's say you want to drink something, I'm not saying that you have to drink water all the time. You should. But if you want to taste something else, make your own juice. Okay, thank you. Make your own juice because the ones that the other chemicals, and when you drink those things, it goes into your body. So when a man is eating all this crap, this is the reason why you see children today, they need glasses. When I was growing up, only old people use glasses. And where I grew up, you don't see kids with glasses. So when a man is eating whatever, drinking and eating whatever and all that, those things that you eat, you are what you eat. When your body creates sperm, Your body creates sperm based on what you eat. There's already a problem in your sperm. Now you now go to a woman who also eats junk already. She now takes it in. She now becomes pregnant, plus all her own junks that she's been eating. How can this baby? You now leave your breast that the Most High gave you to use to feed that baby. You leave your breast and you begin to feed that baby with chemicals, with a animal's milk. Animals use their own milk to feed their babies. Humans are now using animals' milk to feed humans. Can you see what Satan is doing to you through the Europeans? I'm going to be specific. That idea of, because again, like when I was growing up, I grew up around the Hebrews. Women will wipe out their breast in public and feed their babies with their breast. Natural. That's what that baby needs. That's what your God created. But then I watched my people as they began to be obsessed with the Europeans. They began to use what they call cow milk to feed their babies. So a woman will give birth to a child. She wouldn't use, because the Europeans have told her through their medical system, oh, that those milk are good. Can you see what Satan is doing to you? Can you see that? Can you see the lie of Satan and what he's doing to you? How can that baby not be sick when you're feeding that baby with a cow? Now, that's what they say, though. They call it cow milk, baby food. Those are chemicals. No, your God gave you your breast to feed your child. That's what your baby is supposed to be taking until your baby has enough teeth and old enough to take solid food. They're supposed to be taking your breast. And you yourself, within that period and even after that or before that, you are supposed to be eating healthy. Our body is a holy vessel. Why are we making these mistakes? Because we're following the Europeans in their foolishness. That's why you have so much disease. Why would you want to feed a baby any other thing other than your breast? Your breast milk. But that's what we're doing today. We're doing the opposite of what the Most High wants us to do. Again, read Jubilees chapter 1. Jubilees chapter 1, and you will see all this. And Deuteronomy chapter 32. We're not supposed to be fat. So this is, you have to watch what you eat. It's like, when I look at my people today, when I look at you people and look at everyone, I feel really sorry for our people today. This is a classic, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And here is knowledge right now. I challenge you. I dare you. But I'm also pleading with you. Please stop drinking soda. Stop drinking any soft drink. Please. Please. If you know me very well, you know that I rebuke. I will call you foolish. And that's what you are. If you continue to drink soda, you are a fool. I don't deal with fools. You are an idiot. Because even those that make those nonsense called soda, they will even admit that it's not good for your health. Go on YouTube and look at all those videos where they use soda, Coke to do stuff. It's chemical. You are an idiot if you're drinking that nonsense. But I'm pleading with you to stop. Please. Because I know the game that is being played here. I know it. That's why I'm doing this. The game is to keep you sick, to get you sick and keep you sick. It's all about the law. Because when you're sick, when you're in pain, it becomes priority in your life how to get rid of that pain. And then you turn around and get back to the same evil people, to the same demonic people, children of Satan that gave you those crap that got you sick in the first place. You turn right back and go to them for solution. And they give you even more chemicals that they themselves will even admit in those advertisements of those drugs that it has side effects of diarrhea, headache, loss of hearing, blah, 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 blah. Can you please wake up? Can you please wake up and realize what's happening? Satan wants you sick. If you are sitting around and waiting for the day that you're going to see some man with a horn in his head, you are going to be waiting for a long time, and you're going to wait and you're going to die while waiting. Die of bad health. No, Satan is at work. He is already at work. What the hell do you think Revelation chapter 12 verse 9 is talking about? Revelation chapter 12 verse 9, that Satan has deceived the whole world. Right now we're focusing on the medical industry. He's deceived the whole world in everything. Religion, how to worship God. Yah says, use the moon. Work 6 days, rest on the 7th day. There's the Europeans who are representing Satan says no. Worship on Saturday. Worship on Sunday. Yah says dress moderately. Put a damn tassel on your clothes. The European says no. Dress half naked. Wear tight clothes. Wear jeans. Expose your breast. Expose your vagina. The evil one wants you sick. Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 to verse 3. Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 to verse 3. It says to meditate in the law day and night. Meditate in the book of the law day and night. The Most High told Joshua in Joshua chapter 1, verse 7, verse 8, verse 9, that if he wants to be successful, that he should meditate in the book of the law day and night. Paul says in Romans 2:13 that not the hearers of the law are just, but the doers of the law will be justified on the judgment day. James said, be ye doer of the law, and not the hearers of the law only, but be a doer of the law. Yeshua said in Revelation 22:14 that those who will be allowed into the kingdom of heaven are those that kept God's law. Satan wants you sick. When you are sick, when you are in pain, I remember one time I had a relative that was in a hospital. and I went to see her. Now, there was a man next to her in the next section. This man was screaming. He was crying like a baby. He was crying. And a nurse or something came in and was like, they were almost like, why are you crying? But for a grown man to be crying like that man was in pain. I will never forget this. For a grown man to be crying like that in the public, he was in great pain. When you are in a pain, I've been in a pain. I've been in pain. I have been in pain that I was crying out to the Most High for healing. For healing. I had blood coming out from my body. Even if I go to the worldly doctor, they would not know where to begin. I was in pain. I personally. I was crying out to the Most High. And He healed me. He healed me. I know what it's like to be in pain. I have been there. Have blood coming out. I have been there. When you are in pain like that, typically you go away from people and you're crying because you're in pain. The last thing you're thinking about is the Bible. You are in great pain. When you keep following these Europeans in the things that they want you to eat, eventually you are going to become sick. Our sister talked about how she became unconscious. She said it. It was because of juice that she drank that triggered that. Because she's been diabetic for about 26 years. And she drank a juice and it triggered that. She was taken to the hospital. She was unconscious. These are the things that Satan wants you to be going through. Because it distracts you from the law. It distracts you from keeping the law. Your God wants you healthy. That's why He gave you the natural healers. Those that will help you to be healed naturally. I am trying to help you do that right now. Healing begins from you, begins from what you put in your mouth. If you continue to drink soda, very dangerous to your health. Fried food, if you want to eat chicken, buy chicken and fry it yourself. There's a difference between the chicken you fried yourself and the ones you buy in the store. The ones you buy in the store has been preserved. That chicken was processed before they even kill it. They put so much chemicals on that animal, on that bird, and then they slaughter it. Then they had to preserve it to then transport it from the chicken farm to the warehouse of the store, from the warehouse to the store, and it has to be on the shelf. So they put things to preserve that chicken. And the same thing they do to other products. So try to cook more. See, that's one of the things that Satan has done to keep you busy. Get you into the system, keep you busy. You're busy. You don't have time to cook. You're grabbing McDonald's and grabbing burger and pizza. Satan wants you sick. As I have always told you, I am on a mission. Satan is on a mission. He is busy doing his own thing. He is busy doing what he is supposed to do. I am here to shed light on who he is, he is now using those who are now agents, representatives of Satan. I am now shedding light to what they are doing, the works and everything. It's up to you to accept it. Most of you will not. Most of you will not. Keep on eating. I'm pleading with you to stop, but keep on doing it if you want to. You have to get out of their system. Not just you, but your children. Not just you, but your children. Your children. You have to pull your children out of their school system. The European school system, the high schools, middle schools, kindergarten. Girls typically lose their virginity in the middle school. At the age of 11, 12, these girls are laying down in those restrooms, in those bathrooms and restrooms in those schools. They're laying down and spreading their leg for boys, losing their virginity. They are losing their virginity in the classroom. I have seen a video. Maybe I will show it to you one day. I have seen a video where these people, I'm not going to call them kids, they're in their 13, 14, having sex in the classroom. And one of their friends was recording it with a cell phone. It made its way online. They were literally having sex in the classroom. Pull your children out of this synagogue of Satan. Friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High God. Your God is watching you. Your God is now shedding light to what is going on. The world was given into the hands of the wicked. The representative of the Satan are controlling the world right now. They are the Europeans. They are not Africans. They are not Chinese. They are not Latin Americans. They are the Europeans. They run the world right now. Medical system, entertainment industry, education system, fashion industry, the government system. They control the world, and they do go around the world. Any other country that refuses to have their system of government, they destroy that country. Whoever that is, and then they put their system, which they call democracy. These are representative of Satan. Get your children out of that system. Get your children out of that system. Pull them out. If you don't know how to educate them, if you want to learn how to teach them how to read and how to write, call me. I will help you do that. You are supposed to educate your children. And if you are in that system, get out. You are making yourself an enemy of God. The Most High is warning you now. This is a satanic system. The Most High no longer sent prophets, but he does send messengers. Messengers. What do people usually do? They kill the messengers. They demonize the messengers. They typically think that the messenger is crazy. I am trying to shed light on what's really going on. Satan wants you sick. You need to begin to look around where you live. Right now, we are in different countries. We are in different countries of the world right now. I understand that. So I can't really tell you where to go. But look around in your area. Look around in your area. Before I get to that, let me finish off this. Most of you who has been here for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This system that you see, this is the reason why Revelation 12 verse 9 say that Satan has deceived the whole world. How do you think Satan has deceived the whole world? How do you think he did that? Or do you not believe in the Bible? Do you believe that Satan have deceived the whole world? Do you believe that? And if you do believe that, how do you think he did that? The Bible have given you clues. I have simply shown them to you. I am not doing anything new right here. I'm simply explaining and showing them to you. Their education system, their fashion industry, that's the reason why you now have to dress moderately. You now have to find out the way your God wants you to dress, whether you are a man or a woman. You need to begin to dress that way. You now have to find out the way that your God wants you to eat, which is what I'm trying to show you. If you are a part of their system, get out. Satan is using you. If you are in their entertainment industry, get out. I used to be there. I got out. If I ever go into that industry again, it will be 100% making things to promote the law of the Most High. That's it. You have to get out of their whatever system of theirs that you are in. If you are in the entertainment industry, get out. Look for something else. If you are in their fashion industry, get out. You are promoting and you're helping Satan build his current kingdom. And to keep people blind, keep people disobeying the Most High. Get out. Their government system, get out. Their education system, get out. This current system in the world has nothing to do with the Most High. The book of James said that when you participate in it, you are making yourself an enemy of the Most High, and your destruction is on the way. Same thing with their medical industry. If you're in it, get out. The Most High will punish you more on the judgment day, because on that day, you are not going to have an excuse. You will not have an excuse. That you can't say that you don't know. Sister Brenda, if you're watching this on YouTube, you need to get off. You either mute yourself. I'm not going to repeat telling you to mute yourself. We can't do that today right now, please. So either you mute your mic or you watch from YouTube. So, this is what's happening, because most people will not want to. Sister Brenda, could you mute yourself? I'm going to have to remove you from Skype if you don't mute yourself. I can't do this today. I did it the last time. I'm not going to do it right now. I can hear that you're watching from YouTube. You might want to just watch from YouTube. If you cannot mute yourself, then I don't want to keep repeating myself, telling you to mute yourself. I can't do that right now. I've done that the other day, and I can't do it right now. So thank you for muting yourself. I think you just did. Thank you. So Satan wants you sick. That's what this is all about. When you look at the hospitals, the medical industry, it's a satanic system. It is a satanic system. When you look at the whole, if you think that it's for your own good, then you don't believe in the Bible. Because look at Sirach. Look at the way a doctor is supposed to behave. A doctor is supposed to be praying to the Most High, supposed to acknowledge and give praises to the Most High. A doctor is supposed to acknowledge that his gift came from the. I've proved my point. Satan is very interesting. Satan is actually funny. You know that? Satan is actually a very funny being. Satan is funny because Satan does mock people. He will mock you. Look, month, moon, month and moon. Holy day, holiday. Then look at makeup that women put in their face. Makeup. Makeup. They call it makeup. I'm trying to break down spiritual things and put it in a way that you can understand it. When women put makeup in their face, that's on righteousness. There are three places in the Bible. One in the book of Enoch. Enoch chapter 7, Enoch chapter 8, and Enoch chapter 9. If you don't have the book of Enoch, just Google it and look it up. Enoch chapter 7, Enoch chapter 8, Enoch chapter 9. The demons, the fallen angels that came down from heaven, they were the ones that taught women how to apply, how to fix their eyes, and how to it was not something that the Most High taught you. The way you are is the way that the Most High created you. When you put paint in your face and in your mouth, you're saying that the Most High, the way He created you, is not good. It's not okay. He made a mistake. You're mocking your God when you put paint in your eyes and in your face and in your mouth, and you call it makeup. So you will see that in Enoch chapter 7, chapter 8, and chapter 9. And then, when you get to chapter 9, chapter 10, you begin to see the Most High. How He reacted after the angels taught women how to do that. Same thing when a man shave his beard. Any man that shave his beard is a fool. A fool. Any man that shaved his beard is a foolish idiot. Because you are saying that your God made a mistake by giving you a beard. Because you want to look like the Gentiles. Especially you Hebrew men that shave your beard. Shame on you. You want to look like your enemy. In the book of Proverbs chapter 3 says, envy not your oppressor. Do not envy your oppressor. Today, we are obsessed with our oppressor. We want to be like them. Look at our women. Disaster. A mess. Have given up the natural hair that the Most High gave them. The most beautiful creature in the history of creation. A Hebrew woman. The most beautiful. Specially made. Specially engineered by the creator of creators. Beautiful in every way. The most beautiful woman among all the women of the world. Go and look up the Asian women. Look up the African women. Look up the Latin women. Look up the European women. But then, all these other nations that I just mentioned right now, look who has rejected herself. Look who hates herself more among these other nations. When is the last time you saw an Asian woman with a fake hair on her hair? When is the last time you saw a real African woman? I'm talking about Sudanese. When I'm talking about Africans, I'm not talking about Israelites. You see, Chinese look Asians. Japanese look Asians. Koreans also look Asians. Are they all the same people? No. I may look like an African, but I'm not an African. I am a Hebrew. I may have the same skin tone as an Indian. There are Indian that looks just like me, but I'm not Indian. So the most beautiful creature that the Most High have created have hated herself so much that she has rejected her hair, rejected her hair, and cannot step out the door without paint on her face. That's self-hatred. The most beautiful woman among all the women of the world. Again, read Jubilees chapter 1. The second place you're going to see in the Bible where you read about makeup was Jezebel. Jezebel, when she wanted to seduce Yehu, as soon as she got report that he was coming into town, she ran into the house and began to apply makeup. The third place you're going to read about makeup is in the book of Jeremiah. The Most High described his people as prostitutes who are putting on makeup to seduce their lovers. They are mocking you. You can't see it because you're not spiritually awake. I'm telling you what's going on. They call it makeup. That crap you put in your face and in your mouth. They call it makeup, and Satan is mocking you. The real beauty that the Most High gave you, you have lost it. And you now have to use paint to make it down. She ran into the house and began to put makeup. Because you can no longer stand and be beautiful naturally. Her behavior is her beauty. If you have a nasty, disgusting, smelly attitude, you can go get a spoon and take a spoon to put makeup all over. You can go wear a mask. There's a huge difference between the women you read about in the Bible and the Hebrew women of today. Because the Hebrew women of today has now been educated. We've talked about this physical health. I'm going into your spiritual health right now. They've told you that sometimes they tell you that you don't need a man. Who needs a man? They've educated you through their system to be rebellious. I hate rebellious women. Because you are going against the word of the Most High. He said to Eve, your desire will be to rule over your desire will be to control your husband, but he will rule over you. Most women today are like, hell no. Yeah, I know what God says. I understand, but hell no. You've bought the lies of Satan. And you have become a partner of Satan. You now allow Satan to use you to bring down men. That has always been his desire from the beginning. That has always been his desire. He wanted to bring Adam down. I know that when I said that I hate rebellious women, If you are going to be around me, you must humble yourself. If you don't think that I can lead you, if you're not going to do what I tell you to do, I don't want you around me. I am not a weak man. And a lot of people disagree with that. Fine, go. I am not going to repeat the mistakes of Adam. Hell no. Because the Most High will punish me severely if I repeat the mistakes of Adam. He will punish me very severely, way more than he punished Adam. Because Adam had no example. I have an example. 2 Timothy chapter 3:16. All scriptures are given by the inspiration of the Most High, by the inspiration of Yah, for our learning, for teaching and learning and correcting. A man is not supposed to be weak. That's why it says in the book of Sirach, if she will not do what you say, separate yourself from her. Yeah, you're not going to hear that one in the churches, but it's in the Bible. And today, a lot of Hebrew women are suffering because Satan, there's nothing good comes from him. He's a liar. And most women have made themselves partners of Satan. When you wear that short skirt, when you wear that tight dress, you are helping Satan, just like Eve helped Satan. Yeshua said in Matthew chapter 19, whoever looks at a woman to lust after her has already committed adultery in his heart. What the hell are you doing around me? Or what the hell are you doing around walking around with tight clothes? Having half of your breast hanging out. In Sirach chapter 42 verse 12, it talks about covering up your charms. Your butt and your breast is your charm. It turns men on. When men see that, they want to have sex. And if they can't get it from you, they go to a prostitute, they turn to pornography. Thank you very much for helping Satan to make them lust after you. Some Jezebels out there will say, well, that's not my problem. If a man looks at me because of the way I dressed and lust after me, that's not my problem. That's his problem. You see why I hate rebellious women? When I first meet you, I'm laughing. I typically have benefit of doubt that I reserve for everyone, both man and woman. I usually have benefit of doubt. When I first meet you, I create an account for you. In that account, I put in some credit for you. When you mess up in the beginning, I let it pass. But as time goes on, you begin to exhaust those credits. I do the same thing with rebellious women. When I see you, I know you. The devil threw him with a man. Yeah, that's the problem. That doesn't make you smart. That doesn't make you wise when you do that. It doesn't make you get your way. It's counterproductive. It makes you look bad. It makes you look like a feminist. Even if you're right, wait. Even if you are right, wait. until the tension is down. Let him talk, let him babble on, let him do whatever. Wait for the right time. Call him or whatever, and man. Oftentimes, even if you are right, in whatever the case is, even if you are right, if he's, they will not let you win, and the whole case will escalate. But if you wait, you're supposed to be teaching have now taught you what it's like to, what it is to be a woman. Oh, you are strong. Go girl. You go girl. You are powerful. If you wait, even if you are right and he's wrong, if you wait for a day or two or whatever, then call him. Sorry. But if you try to do that at that very moment when the tension is high, they will not tell. They will double down. They will never say that they are sorry. Wise people will understand what I'm talking about. Fools will not understand it, and you will continue to make mistakes. It's not good to be arguing with a man. It's not even good for you. It's counterproductive. You don't even get your way. Satan wants you to think that you get your way by doing it. No. Sometimes some man is thinking that you are stubborn, you are rebellious, you are this, you are that. And if there's anything good that they will do for you, they will not do it. They will not tell you what they're thinking in their mind. And to you, you're like, oh, I won. I'm not going to let anybody mess with me. I'm strong. I'm powerful. No, you're stupid. We're dealing with this spiritual health. You have tried ever since you were born till now. You have been trying the European way. Again, the way you eat. Just like Asians. You don't dress like Africans. You don't dress like Mexicans. Everything you do, your life has been inspired by the Gentiles, by the heathen, by the Europeans. Now I'm suggesting, why don't you try Yah's way? Why don't you try the way of your God? Start by keeping his laws. Everything is right there. How to live your life. The book of Sirach that we read today. Everything is found in the Torah. The book of Sirach teaches you everything. How to raise your son, how to raise your daughter, how to eat in public, how to have friends. Everything is found in the scripture. Why not try that for a change and see? You've tried the ways of the Gentiles, the European way. Why not try your God's way? Again, today, this is a problem. Because any woman that is helping Satan to seduce men will never, I sit here and I guarantee you that, you will not see the kingdom of heaven. Because if the Most High says that men should not commit sexual sin, and you are willingly loaning yourself, your breast and your vagina to Satan by the way you dress, and letting him use you to tempt men, you are helping Satan. You think you're going to go free? Yeshua said that, woe to anyone that will cause one of these little ones to sin. It will be better for you that a stone was tied on you and you're thrown into an ocean on the judgment day. This is a spiritual health issue. Yah says, come out from among them and be ye separate. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17 and 18. 2 Corinthians 6, 17 and 18. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Touch nothing unclean, and I will receive you for myself to myself. I will be a father to you, and you will be sons and daughters to me. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Jeremiah 10 verse 2, the Most High said, learn not the ways of the heathen. Learn not the ways of the Gentiles. Everything you know, everything you've been taught, everything you do has been inspired by the heathen, the Gentiles. You even send your children to them for them to educate your children. They've educated you and now they're educating your children. The Most High said, learn not the ways of the Gentiles. In Leviticus chapter 20:26 says, be ye holy, for I am holy, and I have separated you from the nations. We are supposed to be living our lives 100% from the Bible. In Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 2, Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 2, the Most High said that He has separated us from other nations. The problem we have today is that most of us are comfortable with the ways of the Gentiles. And we don't want to come out. We don't want to come out. We're comfortable in their system. We love it. That was the same problem that the Israelites had when they came out of Egypt. If you don't abandon the ways of the Gentiles, you will not make it into the kingdom of heaven. That's exactly what the Yeshua was talking about in John chapter 3. You have to get rid of the old lifestyle, the old way, and begin to live your life 100% from the scriptures. I gave an example with the tassel. Where is your tassel? This is supposed to be at the end of your garment, at the border of your garment. This is the border of my garment. Where is your tassel? They're supposed to have a ribbon of blue. Christ wore this. Does your pastor wear this? Christianity is a pagan religion. You need to come out of Christianity. You need to begin to keep the Sabbath. The Most High said in Exodus chapter 31, Exodus 31, verse 12 to verse 18. Exodus 31, verse 12 to 18, that his Sabbath, that's why I said earlier, if you're not keeping his commandment, you are a liar. You don't know him. And I say that based on 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 to verse 6. 1 John 3, 2 to 6. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 to verse 6. By this, he said that his Sabbath is a sign that identifies those that belongs to him. And that Sabbath is not on Saturday. That Sabbath is also not on Sunday. That Sabbath, look around in my channel. Look around in my videos and you will see a video that says God's Sabbath day, maybe for April. I do that every month. I do that new moon report every month. You can learn how to observe his Sabbath. You need to start doing these laws. That's how you come out from among them. The Most High is watching us right now to see what we will do. If you have ever wondered, if there is a God, why isn't he saying something? Why does he allow the world to be sinful? If you have ever wondered that, the Most High right now, the Most High he is currently right now watching us. This is exactly what happened during the time of Noah. It's exactly what happened during the days of Noah. That's the same thing going on right now. The Most High is watching us right now to see what we will do. And you can clearly see this in the book of Malachi chapter 3. He's watching us, but he's not going to watch us forever. He's not going to wait for you forever for you to begin to keep his laws. No. Very soon, his anger is going to begin. His judgment is going to begin, and the Most High will destroy those that refuse to keep his laws. It's right there in Malachi chapter 4. You need to start keeping his laws. Don't sit here and be a hearer only. like James says. Be a doer of the law. Ask questions about those laws. Implement those laws in your life. Go buy yourself that tassel. Start keeping the Sabbath. Sew that tassel into your clothes. You're being warned right now. You have an opportunity to hear the truth. Okay, let me not even go there. You have an opportunity to hear something that will save your soul. Christ himself, I say this based on what Christ said. Blessed are those that keep his commandments, that they will be allowed to eat from the tree of life and will be allowed to come into the city. That tree of life that Adam and Eve was kicked out when they broke the commandment, those that keep the commandments are those who will be allowed to come into the paradise, into the kingdom of heaven, and will be allowed to eat from that tree of life. If you're not keeping the commandment, you will not. The Sabbath is part of the commandment. Keeping the Sabbath, wearing your tassel, and observing other laws. You need to start asking questions, and you need to begin to apply these laws into your lives. Don't just be a hearer of the law, but be a doer of the law. Like Paul said in Romans 2:13, that those who will be justified on the judgment day are those that kept the law. There's not going to be any other way. Those who will listen will listen. Fools will continue to be fools. If you're in their system, get out. Get out of their system. Pull your children out. The European system, the current system in the world, pull your children out of their school system. I am going to help you to learn how to educate your children according to the Bible. I will help you. How to teach them how to read and write. Your son needs to eventually go and learn a trade. Your daughter needs to be prepared for marriage. According to the Bible, if she has seen her period, she's ready for marriage. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36. And if you want to understand what Paul was talking about there, go back and read Leviticus chapter 15. This is serious. We're living in the last days. That's what you're hearing. That's why you are hearing this. Come out of their system. Their systems was designed to keep you distracted from the law. Their entertainment industry, system, their fashion industry, their medical industry, these are designed to keep you away from keeping the law. This is a satanic system. It is what it is. But like as I said before, just like the Israelites coming out of Egypt, many of you love it. Many of you love the current system, so you're not going to come out. You would rather die, just like the Israelites said, we would rather die in Egypt than to come out. So what you're being called upon is to come out of this system and serve your God. Live your life based on his laws. Hey, even the Gentiles themselves, according to Ephesians chapter 4, from verse 17, Paul called on the Gentiles to abandon their own system, to abandon their own culture. Paul called them to abandon their own culture and their own system in Ephesians. So think about it. If the Gentiles are required that they must keep the law, according to Ephesians chapter 4 from verse 17, Numbers chapter 15, verse 15 and verse 16, the Gentiles are required that they must keep the law. If they are required that they must keep the law, what makes you think that you are going to get away? The Most High said in Amos chapter 9, verse 10, that sinners among his people will fall by the sword. Sinners, lawbreakers. 1 John 3:4 is sin is the transgression of the law. Sin is the transgression of the law. 1 John 3:4. So what makes you think that the Most High will tolerate you if he's not even going to tolerate his own people that refuse to keep his laws? Look at what happened to Moses going into the promised land. Now we have a bigger promised land, which is the kingdom of heaven. So look around in your neighborhood, look around online and try to find natural healers, people that use herbs for healing. But first of all, start by changing what you eat. That healing begins with you. Change what you eat. Stop eating soda from today. I would like to get a testimony 2 months from now, 3 months from now, you saying, you know what, brother, I stopped drinking soda. Stop drinking anything soda. Absolutely. If you want to drink juice, make it yourself. Use orange or apple or whatever you love, make it yourself. Start eating healthy. If you want to eat chicken, cook it yourself or whatever. Cook your own food. Try to, like as I said, try eating, like you come out today and you're like, you know what, today I'm going to eat only apples or apples and oranges or cashews. Do that like today. Tomorrow you do something else. And then the day after that you eat a cooked food. Take it one after the other. I'm not saying that you should do as I do. Right now I do it about 70 or more, about 70% of my food right now is natural food, non-cooked food. Then on the Sabbath and the day after the Sabbath, I eat cooked food. I used to weigh 208 pounds to 212 pounds. 208 to 212 pounds. I used to weigh that. And then when I changed my diet, and I was going to the gym every night, almost every night at that time. But I wasn't able to lose weight because I kept eating junk. Burgers, sodas. I kept eating junk while I was exercising. It was not working. When I stopped eating bread is one of the main things that you have to also cut out. Because what they call bread right now is not really bread. What they call bread right now is actually not really bread. It's actually really, really badly processed. The real bread, they don't taste really good. The ones that taste good are not actually bread. So try to cut down bread as much as you can. When I did that, I went from 200 and something pounds to 160 something pounds. I was shocked when I weighed myself on weight just by changing what I was eating. And I was like, no, I don't want to weigh 160 something. A man is not supposed to be skinny like that. So I need to build my muscles. I need to add in more weight, but in a healthy way, not with fat. So it's really up to you. Your health is in your hands. Just like the decision a man makes will eventually accept by what he eats will affect his sperm. His sperm will eventually affect his baby. It's just like that. It's up to you. If you're eating crap and junk and human waste and you're asking the Most High to give you good health, you are insulting the Most High. It's time to wake up and come out of this filthy, disgusting Gentile system because they are representing Satan. And everything that you do, everything that you eat, the way you dress, everything about you has been inspired by them. It's time to stop following them. The Most High does not want us to follow them. When you read the book of Jubilees chapter 1, you will see what the Most High said, what he said that we were going to do in the future. That's what we're doing right now. And that's not good. We're not supposed to be following the Gentiles. We're supposed to be teaching them. But today we're following them in everything. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Come out. Come out. Right now we focused on food. Again, change your diet. You will get much healthier when you change your diet. And then look around your neighborhood. Look around and look for help. Look for natural healers. Look online. Look on YouTube. I remember, I'm going to tell you this. I remember there was a time that I was using a deodorant. And I thought I was using a deodorant and, I will come out, shower, take a bath, put on my clothes, put on my deodorant, and I will leave. I will go out, go on my business. And I realized that I was having body odor issue. But I was using a deodorant. And I'm like, what's going on? What am I not doing right? I shower before I leave in the morning. This is a personal issue that I'm telling you what happened to me. Before I leave in the morning, I shower and, I put on a deodorant. But I still have that issue. Now, when I looked, I saw, I think it was online that I looked. I learned about lime. Lime. I bought a lime. Who knew? But the Most High is wise. I began to apply lime. Shower, cut open a lime, put it under my armpit. That's it. Because that thing is powerful. That thing is powerful. As soon as I began to use that lime, that was it. That was it. My body odor issue was over. That was it. Now, who created lime? The Most High. It's natural. It's like a little tiny version of orange. You know what I'm talking about? A lime. I don't know, for those of you who, you can buy it in a store. You can get. It's natural. But you apply that thing under your armpit. It may tickle you a little bit, but it works. Who created it? The Most High. But when you go take a deodorant, a man-made deodorant, chemical, that's unhealthy. That crap should not come anywhere around your breast if you're a woman. Wonder why they have so much breast cancer. It's a disaster following these Gentiles. When I found out that they were putting pork on a toothpaste, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why in the world would you want to put a pork product? Why in the world would you want to put a pork product in a toothpaste? That doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody want to put a pork product in a toothpaste? But the Gentiles are doing that. The Gentiles put pork product on their toothpaste. The Messiah said that we shouldn't eat pork. These people, and for those of you that wonder, why does Brother Tobias speak against the Europeans? Because of their actions. They are against the Most High. Because they represent Satan. Now, if you don't keep the law, you will think I'm crazy. When you begin to keep the law of the Most High, that's when you will begin to see, oh yeah, this is true. Look what they eat on their so-called Thanksgiving. Turkey, an unclean bird. Putting pork on a toothpaste. Who does that? Pork product. The Messiah told us not to eat pork. These devils will put pork on their toothpaste. And you wonder why I speak against them. You wonder because you're not taking the law of your God seriously. We have to be careful what we eat. We are in a war. This is a battle. Like Paul said in Ephesians chapter 6. Oh yeah, this is a battle. Our enemy is relaxing somewhere, Satan. Relaxing and laughing and drinking and just laughing and watching his representatives, his agent, doing his job, and he's chilling and watching. It's a battle. And the only way to win this battle, like it says in Ephesians chapter 6, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. The only way to win this battle is by the law. The word of the Most High. That's the only way. That's the same thing that Yeshua used in Luke chapter 4. So, if you don't take your health seriously, nobody will. Nobody will. I challenge you to stay away from soda. And those Jews, oh yeah, not just soda, the so-called Jews, they are not Jews. They are. You see, one of the biggest problem we have is self-deception. Self-deception. Most of you don't give a damn what I'm talking about. Most of you don't care. It sounds good in your ear. You love it, but you don't give a damn. You don't care about your health. Most of you don't care. You're not going to take this seriously. And when I do find out who you are, I will separate myself from you. Self-deception. Most of us love the ways of the Gentiles. Most of us love it. You love it because it's pleasurable, but it's temporary pleasure. Temporal pleasure. Most of us do not want to separate ourselves from them, even though the Most High is calling us to do that. But you don't want to do it because you love it. You love their way. But look at them. Look at them. They are a disaster. Look at them. Look at the health issues that they have. Dementia, breast cancer, skin cancer, Alzheimer's. Where do you think these diseases are coming? Diseases are coming from? Do you think that the Most High is mocked? Wake up. Your health is in your hands. Before you even begin to think of a natural healer around you, begin right now by what you eat. You're going to eat today. Start from today. Stay away from sodas, apple juice, orange juice. They are not real. The ones that you make yourself is real. Make it. I'm not trying to ban you from drinking it. Make it yourself. That's the problem that the Israelites had when they came out of Egypt. Laziness. Laziness. Because everything, in Egypt, they had a well-established system. Just like you had today in this modern day Egypt. This mystery Babylon. Mother of all, this prostitute that has deceived the whole world. They have polluted the whole world with her abomination. You love the things that you get from her because it's temporary pleasure. And most of us would rather just have temporary pleasure and then die. Stay away from packaged food. It's been years. It's been a while since I ate burger. Stay away from burgers. Pizza, burger. They are not healthy. I don't care what they tell you. They will tell you that it's healthy. It's not. Could you please stay away from drinking soda? Can you please stay away from eating burger? Sister Tammy, don't let me tell you to mute yourself, please. Do not let me tell you to mute yourself. Don't stay away from drinking soda. Stay away from eating burger. Stay away from eating pizza. If you want to eat those things, make it yourself. Because those companies and corporations, they put lots of preservatives to preserve it from their warehouse to their stores. It's not good for your health. Eat natural. Begin to do that first. Fast. Fast. Can you fast 6 to 6? 6 to 6. Give it a try. Call me. Just call me. I make myself available. You have my number. It's right there on that screen right now. If you're ready to make this change, I'm ready to help you. This is about your health. Because what you do today will affect your health a year from now. I know what the devil is doing. He wants you to be sick. Because when you are sick, you will not be able to focus in worshiping your God, in keeping his laws. That's what this is all about. They're not doing this for money. It's a spiritual war against your health, against your soul, but through your health. It's time to wake up. There's a saying that goes that a word is enough for the wise. I can be here for the next 9 hours. Those who will be wise will be wise. Those who will make changes and begin to eat natural things will do that. Fools, I can be here and sit here for the next 24 hours. They will not make any changes. They will continue to eat crap. They will continue to eat human waste as food. Human waste that has been given to you by the Gentiles, by the Europeans, in the name of food and fast food. So a word is enough for the wise. Start by changing what you eat. Most of the problems you have today will go away. Your system will be cleaned out. Start fasting. Can you fast at least? Start by doing 6 to 2. And then from there you go to 6 to 6. Can you fast 4 days in a week? 4 days in a week. 4 days out of 7 days. Start with that. Start with 6 to 2 p.m. And then from there, pull it down to 6 to 6. That's the reason why I'm saying to fast. When you're also fasting, go in prayers. Go in prayers. Here is my tip when you do fast. Try to brush your mouth at night before you sleep. When you wake up in the morning and you're about to start fasting, don't brush your teeth. That will help to deter you from food. When you finish your fast in the afternoon or in the evening, then brush your teeth and then eat. Before you go to bed, brush your teeth. The morning when you're fasting, don't brush your teeth. So in that way, that helps to deter you from eating something because you haven't brushed your teeth yet. It's time to wake up. Again, I'm going to leave it at this. A word is enough for the wise. A speech, you can make long speech all you want. A fool will never understand. They will never implement. So all praises to the Most High. May Yah help you as you begin to help yourself. On this particular issue, if you're eating crap and junk, drinking soda, smoking, and you need get on your knees to beg the Most High to heal you, you are mocking the Most High. You have to help yourself on this one before He can help you. Look at what let's close with this. Let's close with it. Look at what the Most High said to the Israelite. Deuteronomy chapter 32. Deuteronomy chapter 32. This is what Yah said about His people. I'm going to leave you with this. Talking about the Israelites. The Most High is talking about His people. Look at what He said. Deuteronomy chapter 32 from verse 12. So Yah alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the field. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidney of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grapes. Verse 15, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15. But Yeshurun waxed fat and kicked, and waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, and thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Elohim, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Yah is talking about how his people became fat and then forgot their God. All praises to our Heavenly Father. Please take care of your health. Take care of your health. Whether or not you're going to be going to the hospital a year from now determines by what you do now. Start by what you eat. And then when look around online, I had a sister that her daughter was having asthma. Her daughter was having asthma, and she told me, and we looked up online. You see videos on YouTube how to cure asthma naturally without chemicals. She looked online and she saw, ways of curing asthma naturally. There are videos online how to use different things and garlic and things like that to cure asthma. Cure. There are means out there to cure yourself naturally. When you go to these representatives of Satan, these devils in their hospitals and their doctors, they don't care about healing you. They care about keeping you as a customer. They don't care about your health. That is just the truth. If you don't like it, that's your problem. I'm just telling you the truth. That's just the fact. Take care of your health. Eat healthy first. And then begin to, when you have if you have a diabetes like our sister, if you have a diabetes, whatever, high blood pressure, try to look for natural ways to cure it. But I tell you, the most natural way and the most effective way is what you eat now. Because our body changed what I was eating. When I did that, I went down to 160 something. Those junk was cleared out of my body. Right now, I'm as healthy as a horse. I am as healthy, and I do see the sign of that healthiness. My internally, I am very, I don't have junk in my body as I used to. It's been cleared out. It happens by changing what you eat. When you start eating, junks will begin to clear out. The ones that are stored in your body. That's how you become healthy again. All praises to Yah. I'm going to have to stop here. I give Yah all the glory and all the honor. Those that are wise will understand and begin that no more smoking, no more drinking alcohol. I didn't go into alcohol. I didn't say anything, but alcohol is a disaster. What they call alcohol today, that is chemical. Their wines, it's chemical because they put things to preserve that wine. The ones that you make yourself, that's the real one. And you can make them yourself. You might want to buy the juice maker. Also water, drinking water. You may need to buy a filter. You may need to buy a filter. Look online. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm not here to talk about money. I'm not here to market anything. I care about your health. Look online for filter. A water filter that you can buy. Water is very important for your body. They will, quote unquote, treat that water and then give it back to you through the tap. It's not healthy. Do you think that the Most High wants you to drink your urine? So your health is in your hand. Try and see if you can buy some water filter. If you like juice, stop drinking the ones you buy in the store. Make it yourself. Get some apples and oranges and get a juice maker. And also make plans for your fasting. When you fast, don't eat anything. No eating. You start with 6 to 2, and then you take it down to 6 to 6. If you like, when you begin to do it and you begin to make progress, feel free to call me. Feel free to call me. If you feel like you need more help after what you just had today, call me. If you're ready to make a change, I'm ready to help you. All praises to our Heavenly Father. So right now we have some people who are watching on YouTube, and we have some people who are on Skype. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to get off of, are going to be calling in to ask questions. So let me see. I how we're going to do this, because again, like as I said, I'm using a new system, and it's I'm going to have to, let me see the questions or what you guys did posting here. Uh, we have Ataya. You said you changed your eating 1 year ago according to his word. All praises to Yah. You said fasting is good too. Uh, Barberry root is good. Healers are also so expensive. Again, um, natural healers are expensive. That's why I say it has to start from you. It starts from you right now by what you eat. See, if you if you are eating right, then you wouldn't even need those doctors in the first place. You would not need them. And if you do have a disease right now and you're sick right now, if you begin to eat healthy, your body, those diseases will go away. They will go away. So, um, okay, so all praises to Yah. I thank Yah for everything. I would love to. I was getting those phone calls. I was getting the calls and the questions coming in. Um, I would love to get to that, but I don't want us to have any interruption. And I have a situation in my hand right now. Um, that one of my system here, I have stuff set up right, right here. One of my systems seems like it's going to. So let's get to. I'm thinking of closing this section right now, and then I'll come right back on YouTube. So I'm going to come right back, and then we will continue with the questions and answers. Uh, Sister Jontel, I want to ask you. Uh, what did I want to ask? I wanted to ask you a question. You are one of the people on YouTube right now. Um, Before you came on YouTube, were you notified on your phone that I was online live? I asked that question for a reason, so I know if I'm going to switch back to the old one before we go into the question and answer. Did did anybody get a notification, like did you get like a pop up, or you got that on your phone? Okay, it popped up on your phone. Okay, good, good. Okay, all right. So I don't have to go. Okay, thank you. I don't have to go to the other system. Okay. All right. So let's see. There was questions that was coming in. Usually I would. It seems like I may have to. I just don't want to have any interruption when we start. So for those who are on YouTube, pardon me. I'm going to in. You can call in, and actually I will need to do that because I need to change the title. So you can call in at that point. If you would like to call in or if you have any question, you can do that. So I will be back. Just check back on YouTube. I will try to keep it between maybe within 5 minutes or so. I will come right back so you get a notification, or you can just check back and you will see that that I'm now um, on YouTube. Yeah, you see that you will, at that point you will see that we can